Steve Gamache here with a Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. And this time we are looking at the Hinoura Tamashi Shirogami, or white paper number 2. I had a typo on my sheet. Petty 150mm knife. And that Shirogami, or white paper number 2, is a reactive carbon steel. The heat treat's about 62 to 63 Rockwell on that core steel. And these do have a stainless steel cladding on each side of that core steel for a 3-layer sandwich. And on top of that stainless cladding, they've got a Kudauchi blacksmith finish. And these are extremely well-made knives. I see a lot of different knives, and these, just coming out of the box, you can just say, wow, these are made very, very well. It's quite evident. The weight is about 68 grams, or 2.4 ounces, nice and light. Blade length, right about 148 inches, or excuse me, 148 millimeter, but the dimensions on all this will vary a little bit from knife to knife since they're handmade. The overall length was about 11.3 on this particular knife. The spine thickness above the back of the blade, the heel, is about 2.75, and then it thins down a little bit from that, and then thins down a lot with the grinding the knife at the tip. The tip on this is very, very thin. The blade height, this is a fairly short 150 petty at the heel, and it's about 26.6 millimeters tall. They'll vary a little bit from knife to knife, but in general they're a little on the shorter side. The handle is a basic, no frills, octagonal U buffalo horn ferrule handle. Fit and finish is good, although sometimes you get a little step here between the wood and the buffalo horn ferrule. This one's done pretty smoothly. The finish is nice, the installation is nice on it, everything's nice and straight. Balance point on this knife, the handles are quite light, and that brings the balance point about right there, which is pretty good because this blade is not very heavy itself. And so even with the light handle, that helps bring the balance point back up a little bit. As I said, these are just well-crafted knives. It's immediately evident when you pick one up and look closely at it. So there you've got your embossed kanji. I think it's hand done. Looks like it is. And then you've got your Kusumi finish with the stainless cladding, and then on into the edge core steel peeking through there. You can see that pretty easily. These have a nice out-of-the-box edge on them. This one wasn't as good as some. I'll give it maybe about a 5 out of 10. Parts of it were very sharp, parts of it weren't. So I've seen them be very sharp, and this one not quite as bad. But the steel sharpens up very, very well. These are really easy to sharpen. Nice, tiny edge bevel, sharpen up in no time at all for you. Fit and finish is great on the spine, the choil, Imoto neck area. Just top-notch all the way. Let's take a look at it on the cutting board. So if you decide to use it for stuff like that, these are ground really well, and they have a smooth profile that just flows in. There's no bumps or hiccups in it at all. Part of what you pay for on a little bit more expensive knife often is just the extra time they take to craft the knife to that little extra. So you get a real great edge profile, nice blade road, just ground well, hammered well. It's just quality. And I don't get real tall on this. It doesn't have a lot of belly towards the tip, so you're not going to go real high on this. But it just flows real nice. Just really cool. So this is just a little lightsaber. Don't let that 2.75 millimeter fool you. This thing's got a nice performance characteristic to it. So there you have just a good all-around, high quality Kudauchi stainless clad knife. This is the Hinoura Tamashi Shirogami number 2 petty 150mm knife.